Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. In just a few brief minutes, we're going to cover what is Chase's 524 rule and why does it matter. We're going to be looking at some questions that many people have when it comes to applying for Chase credit cards. So the first question we ask is, what is the Chase 524 rule? This rule is sort of an unofficial Chase rule. If you contact or reach out to any Chase representative, they're going to tell you something along the lines that they have no idea what this rule is, but there are just data point after data point out there that have solidified this to be a rule within Chase Bank. So this is the Chase 524 rule. It states if you have opened 5 new credit card accounts within the last 24 months, you will be automatically rejected for whichever credit card you are applying for. And so this has been proven over and over where people who already have 5 credit cards opened in the last 24 months, they apply for, let's say, a Chase Sapphire Preferred, and they're automatically rejected because they've already filled their 524 slots, if you will. The 5 in 524 represents 5 credit cards, and mostly these are personal cards. Business cards do not usually count toward someone's 524. The 24 represents the last 24 months. So if today is May 13th, you would look back all the way until May 13th of 2020, and every personal card that you have been approved for, every personal credit card that you have opened in the last 24 months counts toward your 524. So you can go back within my last 2 years. My oldest credit card account opening was back from November or December of 2020, and that was a Discover It card. You move forward just a little while, I think it's March 21, I have a Chase Freedom Flex. And then June of 2021, there is a Chase Sapphire Preferred. And so that's 1, 2, 3 cards that are filling 524 slots. And then in March of this year, I applied for a Chase Southwest Priority card. And so that's 4 of my 24 slots. So at the moment, I'm sitting at 424. I have 4 personal cards that I've opened in the last 24 months. Here's an example for us to think through. Imagine that you're at 324 and Chase has the Sapphire Preferred card that's coming out with a 100,000 point bonus. You want to get that card, and you can. You have 2 slots available. So you apply for it and are approved for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now you're at 424. So you hit the spend and wait 90 days until, so you hit the spend and then you can wait 90 days or more to play it safe with Chase. And you're still at 424 now. And at this point, you can either apply for one more personal card that maybe has a good bonus, or you can do this. You can apply for a Chase business card or other business cards. And if you're approved for that card, you're still at 424. Chase business cards and most other business cards do not count toward your 524 status. Now, say that you're still at 424 and you add the World of Hyatt personal credit card. Now you're at 524. Now you can't apply for any more personal cards until your oldest within that 24 months rolls off. And you also can't apply for any more Chase business cards until your oldest of those 5 accounts rolls off your 524. A question many people have is, does 524 involve personal and business, or what's the deal? 524 only takes into account your personal cards that you have been approved for, at least usually. There's a couple of business cards, maybe like some of the Capital One business cards that count toward the 524 slot. But this takes into account your personal cards that you've been approved for and opened in the last 24 months. Another question people have is, what if I close an account? What if I close a credit card that I've opened in the last 24 months? If you have opened the card, if you've been approved for the card within the last 24 months, it's going to count. So if you try to open a card and then close the card, that doesn't take it off of your 524. It's still there. Another question is, does this 524 rule only take into account Chase credit cards? So is it only the Chase personal cards that I've opened in the last 24 months? The answer is no. So if I have a Discover It card in my last 24 months, it's on there. If I have an Amex Blue Cash Everyday card, it's on there. It's any personal credit card, doesn't matter the bank, it's going to be counted as part of your Chase 524. Another question that we might have already hit on at this point in the video, do business cards count against 524? This is good news. Most business cards do not count against the 524 rule. Business cards usually do not report to your personal credit report, so business cards aren't taken into account during Chase 524. Another question is, which Chase cards does this 524 rule apply toward? And the answer is all Chase personal and business cards. So even if you are applying for a business card, you have to be under 524. Now, for instance, if you are at 524 and you try to apply for a Chase business card, you're going to be denied because you've already reached 524. Now, if you're at 424 and you apply for a business card from Chase and you're approved, you aren't then 524. You still remain at 424. And so this is part of the beauty of applying for business cards if you're able, if you have a small business or a side hustle. This is part of the wonderfulness and the power of the Chase ecosystem, is that these business cards are essentially free when it comes to counting against your 524. Then it's really good to have a mix of personal cards and business cards, waiting those 90 days in between card applications so that you can extend the life of each card, if you will. You can space out your card applications. Another question that some people have is, do authorized users count as part of 524? And the answer is yes. If you are an authorized user on someone else's card, it does count towards 524. Now, I've read and I've heard where if you are an authorized user on someone else's card, you can request that you be removed as an authorized user. I actually have a friend who did this with he and his wife. He put her as an authorized user on one of his cards and then was trying to turn around and apply. She was trying to apply for a card and she was denied by Chase because she had too many credit card accounts open in the last 24 months. They had to make a request to the bank that had been approved for, get her off as an authorized user. I think they might have even had to go to each of the credit bureaus and say, hey, can you scratch that authorized user? It's been closed now. And then they went back and reapplied with Chase. It's so important to make sure you have a full grasp before you just start applying for all your different cards. This is something I wish I knew a little bit earlier in my credit card journey, that it does matter where you are, that you keep track of this 524. So that you don't get to 524 and you're ready to apply for another card that has an all-time high bonus, but you're stuck because you've already reached your maximum 524. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you will, leave a comment below letting me know what's your Chase 524 status, what's your next card that you're looking for. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel.